Hello, my wonderful super techies, Mrs. Breen here. So today's lesson is all about cracking the code, or what is binary code. So bi meaning two in Latin, binary code. So take a look at this picture, this graphic. What two numbers do you see? 1 and 0, that's right. So binary code must be something to do with ones and zeros. So what language does computers speak? A computer actually speaks in binary code, a code used in digital computers based on a binary number system in which there are only two possible states, off and on, usually symbolized by 1 or 0 and 1. A binary code signal is a series of electronical pulses that represent numbers, character, and operations to be performed in the computer. In binary code, each decimal number between 0 and 9 is represented in a set of 4 binary digits, or what's called bits. But how can we communicate with a computer? Well, we communicate with a computer by using a keyboard, which is just one input device. If you look at this graphic, a computer keyboard example, when you press the letter T, in this case, it presses a switch, completing a circuit and allowing a tiny bit of current or electricity to flow through it. The mechanical action of the switch causes some vibration called bounce, which the processor filters out. So we press on key, the switch is activated, and electronic pulses go through, and the computer actually translates it into binary code. So let's watch this video about what binary code is.
Throughout history, almost every civilization has used a decimal number system with 10 digits, 0 through 9. All of the numbers we can possibly think of use some combination of those 10 digits. Computers, however, operate very differently. Instead, they use a number system that has just 2 digits, 1 and 0. This system is called binary, and your computer uses it all the time. Computers need information in order to do what they do. This digital information, or data, is made up of something called bits. Bit is short for binary digit, meaning each bit is really just a single number, either a 1 or a 0. These bits can be combined to create larger units like bytes, megabytes, and so on that we use to measure our files. The larger a file is, the more bits it has. So something like a high-resolution video is actually made up of millions and millions and millions of ones and zeros. So how exactly do these ones and zeros come together and allow a computer to function? Let's think of binary as a light switch. Imagine that a 1 represents the light switch being on, and 0 represents it being off. With binary, the light is either on or off with no other possible states. So these bits are strung together as different combinations of ones and zeros, and they form a kind of code. Your computer then rapidly processes this code and translates it into data, telling it what to do. You might be wondering, why do computers use binary instead of the decimal system that we use for counting things in the real world? Well, as previously mentioned, binary has 2 states, off and on. If computers were to use decimal, there would be 10 states instead. Our computers would have to work a lot harder to process all of these. Binary is easier for them to process and also takes up less space. Just like atoms make up everything around us in the real world, everything in the digital world, including video, text, pictures, and more, can be broken down into binary. And even though we can't see them, it's all a bunch of ones and zeros.
So how many types of binary codes are there? Well, there are 5-bit binary codes, 6-bit, 7-bit, 8-bit, 10-bit, 16-bit, and 32. Can you see a pattern? 8, 10, 16, 32. So we will be using an ASCII type of binary alphabet system, which means the American Standard Code for Information Interchange, and it was originally designed as a 7-bit character set. So I'm going to be giving you this. So let's get started. Spy time. I'm going to be switching over to and showing you our instructions. So I'm going to be leaving you this. This is our secret breakdown of our secret code. And it shows you the binary code for the letter A, B, C, and all the way to Z. So you're going to take this paper, this is going to be our secret decoder, and you're going to decode, crack the code. So I have some binary code here with some spaces, and what you have to do is use that other piece of paper and you have to crack the code. To crack the code, you must use the binary decoder sheet on page 1, which when you figure out the secret code, turn in your work. And remember, have a great weekend.